You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 74 of Frontline Fatalities, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, Tommy, and as always, FatalSaint. What's up, man?
What's up, Tommy? Time for another Company of Heroes shoutcast on Angoville once again. This time with IPlayForKeeps versus Aljaz. Old replay, very old replay, over
Very
a year
old
old, I
replay.
think.
Indeed, from a long time ago, and actually, for once, we're seeing Wehrmacht play from the usual positions, because I believe the last time that we casted a game like this on Angoville, it was reverse positions, which always makes for some slightly dodgy stuff. But today, we're going to be seeing a good old classic matchup here on Angoville, the old relic map. I'm sure these maps will at some point become immortalized in Company of Heroes 2, complete with some frozen lakes for added flavor. But I think it's time
And
to
snow, lots and lots of blizzards and snow everywhere.
yeah, just random snow, random lakes, or when they eventually add mud, they can just turn the whole thing into mud.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be awesome.
Big muddy field.
Yeah, nothing can move. Everybody's just standing still. Everything's stuck in the mud or the snow or the blizzards or anything else. Oh well, whatever.
They can call it like the World War One map.
That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be so terrible. Anyways,
Anyways,
you ready to go?
I'm ready to go, and let's be unpausing from the 5-second mark in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
It's a good old Aljaz taking on the Wehrmacht. Maybe he already played like massive tier 1s even a year ago. It's going to be interesting to see if he's changed up his playstyle, which I am assuming he has. You know, this is over a year old. I think it's like a year and maybe a month or two old. So he probably have changed his playstyle since then. So he probably upped his game since then. Really, you know, it's been a year of playing for him. You know, since we've seen him now lately in SNF4 and whatnot. I bet it's gonna be.
Well, we can't forget though. You know, he was the overall world champion of SNF Season 3. So
Yeah, but he didn't play massive tier 1s and stuff then, did he? I remember him playing just like the normal like 5 units maybe, 4 or 5 units, but not 7 or 8 or like massive amounts of volts running around all over the place. Keeps is doing something interesting though. He's doing a Jeep opening.
Jeep opening.
That's always fun.
Well, you know, the Jeep is pretty useful here on Angoville. You've got lots of space here. I know, you know, DevM, or at least used to like his Jeep. Of course, if you go back and watch episode 73, you can hear the reasoning for why he's gone off the Jeep a little bit in recent times. But of course, this is a bit of an older replay, a bit of an older metagame, and of course, that Jeep being put to great use there to actually send off the first MG. I mean, it's probably a sensible idea. You know, that Jeep can, you know, get behind your MG and then just shoot it if you start trying to pack it in. So we do have a bike out now, though. It's an MG bike opening for Aljaz with a left-hand side approach for Angoville.
Yeah, left-hand side approach on Angoville, interesting. As we see, usually at least, you know, some people still go left-hand side, but a lot of players go right-hand side, and then for that brutal cutoff on the American cutoff. But Aljaz going for left-hand side focus from the beginning of the game, with sending both of his pioneers over there, and the MG that got routed by the Jeep, and now the bike as well onto the left-hand side. While we had one engineer on the right-hand side for IPlayForKeeps just capping away, but also sending all of his combat units over to the left-hand side. So it has changed a little bit nowadays, going for the right-hand side then cut off to before, which you know, generally a Wehrmacht player would go for a left-hand side with lots of open space for their MGs and packs and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the left-hand side, it has a lot of benefits, and I think, you know, people... Whoa!
Oh, he derped! IPlayForKeeps went and derped and just lost his first tier 1 unit. The Jeep went down to a combination of, you know, Pio, small arms fire, and that bike just not letting go and just chasing him
He was
relentlessly
getting a bit
over the
greedy
map.
there. I mean, when he started
Yeah, he
reversing
was.
back into the MG, I was thinking, that's not going to end too well. And also for Aljaz, that's a nice bit of Jeep carcass. That's going to be a little bit of extra munitions that he can harvest to get down some quicker mines. Yep, he does
went for
go
a
straight
quick repair
for it.
on the motorcycle and then just instantly for the munitions salvaging on the Jeep carcass. That's good. Good play from Aljaz. Very nice early aggression from Keeps though. Sending that first MG packing instantly before it got onto the field gave him some breathing room for capping at least. So he got his munitions on the left-hand side and most of the right-hand side capped down as well. But he's now losing the cutoff to Aljaz here, and he's most likely going to set up a cutoff move just to cut IPlayForKeeps off from that 16 munition at least.
He's moving that MG up very, very aggressively there.
Wow, wow.
But he's using that.
He can even hit the rifles in the base.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've seen, I think it was Siberian who played a really, really aggressive left-hand side play on Angoville. He, I mean, if people think that the right-hand side, sort of Malum-style pin is aggressive, you should have seen Siberian when he was playing on top of his game, when he was playing on Angoville. He would go up the left with the MG bike, and then, a bunch of Volks or MGs or whatever he wanted to follow up, but he would literally creep the MGs forward until they were almost sitting inside the US base. And he would literally, basically put them next to just out of range of those MG nests and be shooting directly into the base like that. And he would just creep across and grab the cutoff near those buildings on the right hand side, and there you go, you've cut your opponent off from virtually everything.
I like the sound of that actually, extremely brutal. We did have a nice MG flip, but the rifles got unsuppressed fairly rapidly, and the Wehrmacht forces are still pretty strong on the right hand side. We do have the MG, the Volk, and the bike, so even though it was a two-pronged attack from these rifles, they are sent packing before they can decrew the MG, and Aljaz is now going to be able to soft pedal it away, but both the bike and the MG very, very damaged, and there's still a flamethrower pop from IPlayForKeeps.
Flamethrower pop
really well
right
timed and
at
takes
the
down the
nick
bike.
of time. Very nice, very nice. I was thinking that must be a flamer coming along, because otherwise why would he just send the engineer in? But he does have that rifle nearby to support as well. Still 5 men. That was a nice little flank there, and some good early kills as well for IPlayForKeeps. So he's not going to be giving in too easily.
He gave back to Aljaz what Aljaz inflicted on him. The Jeep kill, now he killed the bike, so it's 1 for 1, I guess.
Exactly. Has Keeps gone up to the usual 4 rifles, or is he just sticking with 3?
He's got 4 rifles. He went Jeep and then another 4 rifles, so a 5 tier 1 build for IPlayForKeeps.
There's a very, very wide flank coming in now. We've got rifles and flamers coming in from really all directions here. One squad hits a mine that was just placed by an engineer. Nice place for a mine there at that little bit in the middle. Takes a lot of health off. It will likely force a triage sooner rather than later, and actually now Keeps is able to start capping up this left-hand side. Yeah,
but at the same time, we did have Aljaz actually extend over to the right-hand side, and he's now cutting off the fuel. Wow, that was some lethal MG burst. What just happened to those engineers?
They were placing a mine.
Yeah, now you see them and now you don't. All of a sudden, they just instantly died. They got that extra damage modifier while planting mines or building wire and sandbags and whatnot. And they just went like, it was half a burst and they went down instantly. MP40s popped on the Volt at the cutoff for the American player with another Volt squad and an MG.
Just as
it's way too much
as well. If the bars had popped
nice.
A second earlier, they might have been able to save themselves, but actually they
were fairly outgunned anyway.
Yeah, fairly outgunned. These are actually quite late bars, really. To have the bars coming up, popping it just past the, around the 6.5 minute mark. Normally, the upgrade begins quite a bit earlier, but I guess that was the impact of losing that Jeep and forcing him to get a 4th rifle to maintain field presence. Because when people get a Jeep off, and you see them only go for the 3 rifles after that Jeep, so a little bit behind with the tech for Keeps, with the tier 2 already well up and underway, with the first half track being built now. And yeah, his tier 1 not very big, well, quite small actually. Just it's 4.5 units, not including a sniper.
Oh, no sniper from tier 1, which might be a slight meta change since a year ago. When the snipers really become extremely popular, and nowadays it's like always a sniper in every Wehrmacht tier 1, almost at least. Some people still don't build snipers, but most of the top players, most of the experts always build at least the 1 sniper in their tier 1.
And I mean, you know, why not? Because the sniper is just so useful. It's, you know, it's just a
Very
unit
strong.
that will take no damage while giving plenty. So it's you know, a unit like the howitzer or the M8. You know, it's able to get those kills in and not take any. So always fills a good purpose. So we have the triage now up for Keeps. He's still making big kind of flanks in, but he did manage to do a good job of kind of holding Aljaz off from both fuels for quite a long time. So hopefully that'll mean that the fuel deficit from investing in bars and triage won't hurt him too much.
Yeah, he did get cut off from the right-hand side fuel just briefly. Aljaz never was able to fully cap it in his favor, and then IPlayForKeeps just went back there and grabbed it for himself again. Nice MG flank, instantly stolen from the bars on the right-hand side, or you know, the right-hand side of the left-hand side of the map. So instant steal. So that's a good game for IPlayForKeeps. Now he's basically 2 for 1, I guess.
Well, stealing MG is a huge boon for him, especially when there's no sniper out from Aljaz. He is actually forced to get himself a sniper as a result. He just started building it as he lost the MG there, so he's going to be a little bit behind in his tier 2. Yeah,
well,
I mean,
he could, with tier 2 up, I guess he could have gone for a mortar. Would that be plausible?
Mortar would be plausible. I guess just on this map, there's very few locations for a mortar to go where it isn't going to be vulnerable. That's the problem. You can't really hide it behind buildings or green cover because there simply aren't any. Certainly not on this left-hand side.
On the left-hand side, you've got nothing to hide behind, and if all of your remaining forces get routed, your mortar is just a sitting duck sitting there completely unprotected. Left-hand side, we do got 2 Volks and a half-track while they're reinforcing against some barred rifles and some sweepers. And eventually these Volks are going to win now, and that forces IPlayForKeeps actually to retreat his 2 squads there. He just didn't have enough firepower to fight 2 Volk squads, especially not when one of them are equipped with MP40s.
We're seeing some good play here from Aljaz. He's able to keep up the micro on both sides of the field at once, holding now, or very shortly going to be holding, both fuels, or at least decapped them both, from IPlayForKeeps, who is just making his supply yard tech now. From Aljaz, we have just had that sniper being built, and lots of manpower going in on reinforcing those Volks, because he has kept them in the field for a long time. They haven't retreated for a long time. But I think that MG is going to change things a little bit.
That sniper needs to get rid of that MG crew ASAP, otherwise all of his Volks are kind of, you know, very vulnerable to that MG now, and especially with bar follow-up. He did try to repair the engine on his half-track, but he didn't get it up, and IPlayForKeeps still has plenty of munitions in the back, over 200 now, so he can spam that sticky grenade on that half-track until it dies easily.
Immobilized. Luckily, one of the MGs is still pointing at the rifle squad.
The MP40 box needs to retreat. Very low health. They're getting focus fire by the bars on the retreat. They pop Vet 1 and actually polish them off on retreat. The Pios book it, and this sniper now in trouble with 2 bar squads chasing him. A little bit of focus fire might getting on retreat. I just heard a half-track explode in the background, but the sniper actually manages to escape out of that engagement with his life.
Aljaz ought to be feeling pretty rough at the moment. He's down, you know, he lost a Pioneer in that engagement, I believe, and so he's now down to an MG, a Volk, and a Sniper. That's it for his fighting units. Not even a single Flamer to help him out. The only thing he has going for him right now is the fact that he is building his Sturm Armory, while Keeps is still stuck with just his supply yard tech and no attempt made yet to get any form of AT. So, you know, Aljaz does have the fuel in the bank to be building a Puma the moment that this tier 3 finish is going up. So that's the one thing he can really rely on at this point.
Yeah, I think that IPlayForKeeps is actually one step ahead of Aljaz right now, because he's feeling that I have not seen anything apart from that half-track out from the tier 2. So Aljaz got something cooking in his base most likely, and he actually went airborne and dropped them behind an MG, but the MG on the right-hand side was actually flipped, but fire up negates that suppression, and the MG is actually sent packing. So IPlayForKeeps is now going to be able to reclaim that right-hand side, hopefully get that fuel in possession, because right now he's only floating 43 fuel in the bank with a 10 income, as he has lost control of both the fuels on the map. So he needs that one on the right-hand side or the left-hand side, but he can't really keep the left-hand side in control due to the sniper and the Volk squad there.
I mean, we still have really dominant map control from Keeps here. I think this rifle is actually coming down for a little bit of a base scout. That's what it looked like. He's going to just skirt away. Got to be careful of that
yeah,
MG bunker.
he's seen it. He's seen it, I think.
He's seen it. Okay, so he's going to have a good idea of what's coming up. Unfortunately, I don't think that's really going to help him because I can see something else being upgraded in the barracks.
Yeah, grenades right now. So he's going for all out on his infantry, and I would cancel that grenade very, very quickly.
Are you sure
unless
he
he's
saw that
planting. I thought he saw it, but maybe not. Let's see. He is getting RRs on his Airborne, however, so that's something to protect against the Pumas. But as everybody knows that plays Company of Heroes, is that RRs are just, you know, undeniably very, very, very strange when it comes to hitting Pumas. Sometimes they do it, and most times they don't.
Those RRs are actually doing a real number on the tier 2 building. But here comes the Puma now.
Ah, missed first RR shot on it. Let's see if he gets one hit due to the Puma going stationary.
It's when the Puma is moving. When the Puma is moving, the RRs are almost never going to hit. But while it's stationary, they should hit most of the time. And actually, that's what we're seeing right now. We've got 2 clean hits at point-blank range. Does quite a lot of damage.
Ooh, he gets one hit when it's actually moving. He might actually take the Puma down, but that RR was not even remotely close. What was that guy actually
Small arms
aiming
fire
at?
could finish it off here.
Is he actually going to live? He needs to retreat out of his base as the Airborne squad is now inside the Wehrmacht base. And here's
check
a
that out.
satchel.
He's going to kill off the tier 2.
Well,
Boom.
if there's something that IPlayForKeeps has an abundance of right now, it's munitions. He's got plenty of munitions in the bank. Still over 137 munitions in the bank. The problem still is the fuel.
MG42 opening up now onto this rival squad at very close range, doing a lot of damage. But there are now 2 Pumas out on the field. This single RR squad is not going to be enough to hold it off. Honestly, getting those RRs is a bit of a risk, to be honest, against Pumas.
Right-hand side, we did have a Pyro squad from Aljaz actually cutting off the entire right-hand side for IPlayForKeeps for a little while, denying him that fuel that he actually regained on the right-hand side. But now, finally, it is connected, and he's got a 26 fuel income again. So he's going to be able to keep teching and maybe go for at least a motor pool, or if not, even a tank depot, and maybe start pumping on some M10s, perhaps.
Well, Tank Depot does go very well with Airborne. You've got a really nice synergy of units there because you get because you don't need to go motor pool because you have the airdrop AT guns if you need to deal with any heavier armor that the Tank Depot can't take care of itself. And you have lots of extra munitions that you then get a surplus of, which you can then spend on pimping out your Shermans with 50 cals and stuff like that. So
yeah, you get fuel from
a really
airdrop
nice combo
as well.
Tends to be really a bit of a better combo than the infantry doctrine with Tank Depot, because if you go infantry doctrine, well, you're already going to have off-map combat group for M10s and things like that, so it's not quite as useful because you're already going to get it from your doctrine.
These Pumas are really enabling Aljaz to get back onto the field and regain some territories, but they don't actually have that many kills. 1 kill and 3 kills respectively. It's not that much. They haven't actually caused that much manpower damage to IPlayForKeeps right now. But they are a very strong field presence right now, and IPlayForKeeps now has to play a little bit more careful, and he needs AT combined with his rifles in support to get rid of these Pumas.
And just as we were talking about stationary Pumas, yeah, double miss on a stationary Puma is unfortunate to say the least. We got some expansion now to the right-hand side.
Sniper.
Yeah, sniper is where is that sniper?
Sniper versus
18
Airborne.
kills. Yeah, well, the thing is, you know, as long as the Airborne are moving, they actually have a pretty decent chance to dodge a sniper shot and the Puma shot, respectively. But there's also this Nebel, which is now just opening up, which is going to hurt this very infantry-focused force from Keeps. It's going to really prevent him from green cover camping around his cutoff and force him to keep on moving. Which is
and also, if he does a big assault, the Nebel can shut down at least one of the flanks from that assault. So he needs to be careful not to blow up his units too much, unless he wants to get suppressed by the Nebel. Ooh, the sniper might be in trouble now, though. The RR squad is actually chasing him, but the sniper is actually causing him a load of manpower damage, killing 1 Airborne after another.
Is that attack ground?
Was that attack ground? I think it was, because the sniper was cloaked, I'm fairly sure. Oh, but he's fired too often now, and he actually can't cloak, but that mine was nicely placed, saving that sniper's life, most likely.
Actually, that RR squad is Very
on
low.
negative
Oh
cover
no, the
road.
Pumas are
The
shooting
Pumas
each other
actually
in
hitting
the
the Puma.
ass.
He still might get the Airborne squad on the
Wow.
retreat. It does, and it drops an RR. He needs to go pick that up with something, but there's nothing even remotely close to picking that up. And the bar rifle from IPlayForKeeps could have gotten that maybe, but it was
No, they would have been absolutely
Negative cover road,
shredded as they went to go get it. Anything, as long as those Pumas are within sight range of that RR, nothing is going to be able to pick it up from Keep's side. I think he's actually... He can't pick it up with the Vulcan B40s because all their weapon slots are gone.
Yeah.
He actually has no infantry to pick it up except for a Pioneer.
Pio with a RR, why not? Could work.
Hey,
Could
Company
do
of Heroes
something.
Online. Panzer Strike Pioneers.
Oh yeah.
Panzer
I
Pios.
remember that. Let's not talk about Company of Heroes Online. That thing was an abomination. I don't know what... I just didn't like it. I know that a lot of people liked it. I didn't. I found it very, very strange. It was a little bit too much of a deviation from Company of Heroes. It was just so strange.
It was pretty odd to have cloaking cloaking ranges on demand and like flamers with double flamers and elite armor and gladiator rifles and sprinting MP40 Volks.
The main problem I had was the blatant buffs. You know, some things could just get buffed to some silly state, and it was just like, no, stop doing that. What are you doing?
And well, the thing is, you know, as far as that goes in Company of Heroes 2, there is going to be an element of that with intel bulletins, with the idea that you can get sort of plus 5% this and plus 10% that, but the idea being that you can sort of have a combination of sort of lots of small upgrades to give yourself a small buff in a certain area.
What the hell is up with these grunts?
Yeah, they were pretty, what the hell?
Suppression resistant much? What the hell?
They came instantly out of suppression the moment they got suppressed as well, so that was really odd.
That was very odd. Nice Nebel barrage, though. One of the rockets actually hit the MG crew almost spot on. Actually forces IPlayForKeeps to relocate just a little bit, trying to defend his cutoff. But yeah, he still got the cutoff.
Oh, and the RR is finally stolen by Grand Squad.
Ah, there it is.
They always look pretty gnarly when they're holding an RR. Looks very big, very long.
Yeah, the RR is going to be very good for Aljaz, as well as we had the tank depot up now for IPlayForKeeps, and we do have an M10 cooking in there, 50% done already, and we also have had the supply drops unlocked for quite a while. So he went left-hand side all the way down, and now he's just unlocked scouting run, and he's got plenty of munitions, almost 300 in bank right now. But manpower is a bit of a problem, and I think that he needs an AT gun now.
Well,
he's only got stickies. It's just not enough. I don't know, you know, probably M10s, sure, but there is always a possibility of Stugs, and Aljaz,
he does have a pack.
he rebuilt
here
his
too, just for the
terrors.
pack, really, and well, he did get a Gren as well, and he's actually got support veterancy now, just rolled in for his sniper and MG.
Interesting choice.
He's playing a pretty dangerous game with his sniper, though. He's still not giving it a med pack, even after it's gone down to about 10% health. But it is very slowly, passively healing from the veterancy now. So here comes
Can't
the M10.
afford it, or what?
The pack is on the move, but there's no real AT over here on the left-hand side, except for that one recoilless rifle. The Pumas are going to lure this M10 across the road, but I think Keeps is a bit wary of...
Oh, he wants to crush the sniper.
Oh!
He still has the icon, and he did have the icon, and they did manage to just smudge that sniper into the ground. He just nicked him on the back of his ankle, and the guy just instantly died.
That was most unfortunate. The pack's actually here, but it's must not have had the angle there. It does get one shot off. Wow, that's a lot of damage for one shot.
Supply yard upgrade 1 goes in for IPlayForKeeps, going to help him a little bit with that manpower upkeep.
And it's the sound of MP40s at point blank range, but
Grenade.
they could get toasted by
Nice grenade! Awesome grenade! That was a brilliant grenade. That was a brutal grenade. Killed 5 volts. And that also awarded those heroic riflemen with Vet 2, which means he has that extended sticky range, which is going to be good against these Pumas. And if you get a damaged engine on one of those, the M10 can pursue. But he needs to be very, very wary of that pack.
I think Keeps can take back what he said about being unlucky with the suppression now. Now that he got a full Volt kill with one grenade. They weren't even that low health.
No, but they were very, very clumped up.
Yeah, they were jumping over that grenade. It's like every single one of them had the idea of jumping on the grenade to save their pals. So they all just jumped on the same grenade. Oh, grenade tennis over here by the VP. The grenadiers come out on top. Also, worth mentioning that there is Zeal kicking in as well, because we do have Terror chosen by Aljaz. And here comes...
Actually managed to sneak past the pack, but a stug rolls out for Aljaz, and the pack is there.
Boom.
Takes out the M10 in one shot each.
Oh no, and this is a very low health rifle. Why? He gets finished off on retreat.
Unlucky. Just as he gets a lucky break and gets that magical grenade, then he loses an M10 and a rifleman squad. And he's basically back to square one, or he's actually minus square one compared to Aljaz now. Because Aljaz is looking way stronger all of a sudden with all of his field presence, especially in the form of vehicles.
We do now have finally an AT gun from IPlayForKeeps, actually an airdropped AT gun, which is quite a bit more expensive, and often it's more economical to actually let the thing eventually get decrewed and then just to recrew it with rifles, because otherwise you end up paying an inordinate amount to actually reinforce from the sky for that privilege. We have a bunker going up in the middle of the road in a very odd location.
It's a very strange location. I don't think I've ever seen a bunker there.
I've never seen a bunker there. Just, you know, just
Flamer
anything along
down.
that road just feels very, very strange. He's actually turning it into a repair bunker. But my god, those Pioneers are low health. Wow, they are lucky to get out of there with their lives. Keeps, though, in a very, very nasty position. I mean, he's had that cutoff taken from him now. There's an MG nearby which can keep up with the pressure on it, and pretty soon Aljaz is going to have connected both of those fuels. He's now building himself a second Nebel, so he's really going to start pounding away on that AT gun. And he's 4 1/4 CPs after drop war, which means he is pretty close to getting that King Tiger.
Oh, the King Tiger is going to be a massive problem for IPlayForKeeps. He's only got that AT gun and stickies, and that's just not enough when there's already 3 vehicles on the field. Stug and 2 Pumas, and then a KT into the mix with a Nebel raining down on his AT gun. He's only 1 single AT gun. It's not even laughably close to being enough AT.
Yeah, he's going to need to build himself either an awful lot of M10s in the next couple of minutes, or to make sure that he can do a lot of damage before the KT arrives with this AT gun. I think we'd had a couple of AP rounds actually go in there, did some nice damage to the Stug, but of course there's this repair bunker out now, and actually, oh, I like this, we've got a Goliath.
Ooh, nice.
Just been built out of that middle bunker there.
Well, compared to IPlayForKeeps, I get Aljaz, he's spending all of his munitions, but he does have stuff to spend it on. That is the problem for IPlayForKeeps right now. He's still only got that scout run unlocked, the recon run. He doesn't even have strafe yet. He can't spend all of his 300 plus munitions right now that he's banking on. Look at this Goliath on AT gun. It's too late, IPlayForKeeps. It's too late. The AT gun goes down, and that leaves IPlayForKeeps with 0 AT. None.
That is not good at all. He drops another AT gun into the backfield behind his MG42, but he's going to lose that MG42 before he can get any hits in.
The AT gun takes so long after airdropping to actually be ready to fire. Why isn't it shooting? There we go. And it misses his first shot.
And Keeps, wow, he's paying him blood to get that decap on the field there. He almost lost the entire squad, most of it getting burned up. The KT has now been unlocked. We have Vet 2 infantry on the way, which is going to buff these 2 Grenadier squads up to a much tougher level. And after that, no doubt we're going to have the first nail in the coffin being hammered home when that King Tiger arrives.
When the KT hits the field, it's going to be catastrophic. What the hell am I saying?
Catatonic.
Catatonic, yeah, I'm going catatonic. For IPlayForKeeps. He just needs more AT, but he has no manpower for it. Like, literally, no manpower. He's building an M10, but 1 M10 against packs and Stugs and KT. If that comes onto the field, it's basically just curtains.
Yeah, it felt like there was a lot of sort of lost manpower going down due to... plane?
It was just shut down somewhere.
I think it landed outside the map borders.
Must have done, because I barely heard it.
Oh my god, we've got... Oh no, that wasn't Vet 2 infantry, that was Vet 3 support.
Oh.
That's a Vet 3 MG right there. That is not something that we see all that often. A Vet 3 MG, that means it has a longer line of sight. It means that it has elite armor and it fires more accurately and with less time between bursts. That is a hardcore MG.
Nebel's just raining down in the American base right now. Aljaz doesn't even have anything other things to shoot at. He's got nothing to do really. He's just sitting pretty on the left-hand side right now, completely impregnable. IPlayForKeeps can't go in there. He's got no forces. He's got an M10, a rifle, an AT gun, and an unvetted rifle.
It looks like Aljaz is in no hurry to get that KT either. He is invested in Vet 3 support and Vet 2 vehicles before he starts to float for that KT. I think he is now finally floating for that KT. He's up to 400 manpower now, just needs to wait another half a minute. And he's going to have enough for the big old King Tiger to come rolling through. And I'm sure
smashing
Keeps
everything that IPlayForKeeps has.
Nothing to really do against that.
No, there's nothing.
Especially when you throw in all these Pumas, the Stug, and this double Nebels. Oh, that's why he wanted the support. That's why he wanted the vetted support units.
Interesting.
For the double Nebels there. And those guys are landing all around the AT gun. AT gun is actually getting pretty lucky here to dodge most of these rockets.
Yeah, I think it was firing at the decapping rifles there. It looks like Aljaz is just setting up for an assault with the KT on the field now. He's just waiting a little bit. He knows all of
it almost looks like a
units
fast unit when it was going down that road there. It almost looked like not incredibly pregnant.
We do have a second M10 built in the tank depot from IPlayForKeeps. They're netting him a total of 2 tanks and an AT gun as AT combined with stickies against these 2 Pumas, a Shrekgren, a Stug, and a KT.
It's just, look at this, too epic. It's just going to bust through the hedge right here.
Everything's going to bust through everything here. Here comes the Pumas from behind, the Stug from the left-hand side, and the King Tiger coming in from the front, combined with these Shrekgrens now. It's just not going to be enough.
Oh boy, one of the Pumas goes down, but the M10 is main gun destroyed. The KT is just rolling right through. The Vet 2 rifle's got prop ward away. Destroyed engine on that M10 is going to get taken down. One of the Pumas goes down. The other Puma with 25 infantry kills.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize he had that many kills.
Not too shabby at all. That second M10 now is just thinking, hey, where did all my buddies go? And he is getting the fuck out of there, but not before this KT gets in a couple of shots, I bet.
Oh, look at that damage from that KT. It's so brutal. But the problem now for IPlayForKeeps is that Aljaz can literally just go sit in his base.
Yeah, he can roll up to his base.
Nothing he
and
can
just
do about it.
Rock up there with the King Tiger and start blasting away. And I think that's exactly what is on his mind. I think that Nebel was just for scouting purposes, actually. I think he just wanted to see if there was an AT gun waiting for him. But nope, the double Nebels reveal very little sitting in the base. One AT gun is just not going to be enough, even with AP rounds. It's not going to do the damage.
We do have the KT from Aljaz rolling into the Allied base right now. We did have another desperation move from IPlayForKeeps, trying to get more AT in the form of another Airborne AT gun dropped into the Allied base. But I still think it's too little. Look at the map. He's got 2 sectors right now.
It's not looking good at all.
That's kind of sticky. Oh, wow. Nice prop war.
Very nice prop war. That was sort of the one thing that might have helped, was a sticky with some AP rounds, but nope.
No.
Not gonna work. The second, yeah. Oh, you know, remember, it's Aljaz 2s and 2s and 2s. We've got 2 Grens, 2 Nebels, 2 Pumas.
But he didn't have 2 Stugs.
And he didn't have 2 KTs.
Oh, you messed up, Aljaz. Where's the second KT? You need another one.
Yeah, dude, come on. Get with the program.
How rapidly can these Nebels actually fire on a Vet 3? It was just a few seconds ago.
Oh wow, he actually strafed both the Nebels with the strafing run there. Decrew both of them. The only bad thing about decrewing Nebels, of course, is that if you don't actually kill them, all it does is reset the cooldown.
And then it gets recrewed by some cheap infantry.
And reused instantly, so...
Yeah, and they're Vet 3 again, and then they bombard your base once again.
So yeah, not a whole lot of good, that is. This Vet 3 MG, nothing's going to get past it. Even if the rifle's got a full-scale 180-degree flank on him, it would have so much line of sight. It could just flip around, and the rifles would run into it.
I bet the MP40 guys on the MG crew would kill a rifle almost. They'd certainly kill an engineer very easily.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean they kill an engineer anyway.
Yeah,
You throw in the elite armor and just no problem.
Yeah, they'll just
And this M10 is actually going to go down to Pumas.
The Pumas, and IPlayForKeeps goes well played and throws in the towel after losing that M10, leaving him with one AT gun in the base. We did have, I think he was building another M10, but look at that tank depot. It's got 5% health or something. One Nebel Barrage, one stray rocket.
Oh yeah, that
destroyed
thing
the
is
building.
on fire.
And then it would be over, like properly over. So, you know, it was already over though when the KT rolled onto the field and he killed literally everything he had. He had one measly M10 left, and then
there was just so many rifles lost at one point. You know, it was when that transition to tier 3 came. I sort of get the feeling that the Airborne were, I don't know, the Airborne were just a bad choice. And M8 right there could have put the nail in the coffin. But
might have, yeah, it might have.
But you know, elite infantry show once again that they are very, very niche units, and they are not to be just thrown around lightly.
No, and they're very, very expensive. Cool game, very nicely played from Aljaz. He did have a bit of a uphill battle in the early mid game or so when he lost a lot of units and most of the map control, but then he came back very strongly too.
Indeed, indeed. So thanks guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment, tell your friends, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.